Joker here. This show is a vile piece of crap. Listen at your own discretion.
Oh, excuse me, Ricky. Ricky, I did see what you were doing. It felt good, didn't it? It's all right. We all have feelings like this sometimes. I'm just glad you're doing this in the privacy of your own room. When you're a little bit older, we'll have to talk more about these feelings and what causes them and how we can control these feelings. I'm sorry I intruded on your privacy. I'll be sure to knock next time, okay?
This manner of response frees the child of guilt and assures him he is normal. It opens communication between parent and child and introduces the concept of responsibility for his behavior.
Oh my God.
You're listening to the American Moron Entertainment Network.
I like shit like this instead of some professional fucking punk shit.
Right. We're definitely not that.
Tonight's an exciting night.
Why? Because we were listening to Ricky whacking off?
Well, because, yeah, that was pretty exciting.
Yeah.
This is a long time coming tonight.
No pun intended.
No.
Great to be here, you guys.
Hopefully it's not distorting.
Nah.
We have, not since Mike LeCompte came in the office have I been this excited. And Mike never actually physically came here, he just came on the air. But we have the infamous Freddie Geller of Dog Bite Money.
Nice.
And, but I know Freddie, I don't know him from back then, but you were in Marionette, I was in Instinct, I'm still in Instinct, and we used to play a lot of the same places together.
Yes.
So this is cool.
Yeah, I was saying the other day to Stevie that even though me and you have crossed paths, because everybody's like a mailman. Everybody thinks everybody knows a mailman.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, well, no, me and Paul played, but we were always playing this way. Rarely did we cross.
Right.
You know, because you were playing Friday or Saturday, we were doing open or close, whatever. But those days down the Galaxy, the Empire, Bonnie's, all those great memories.
Great places, great times.
Yeah.
I always say to everybody, as far as playing goes, I play more now than I ever did, because of the cover band bullshit.
Yeah.
But, because I hate the cover band shit, just so you know. I really don't like it.
Yeah, you look miserable when you're up there.
I like playing originals, and that was, for me, personally, the best time musically to be out doing it. Yeah. It was the best time around here for music in general, because if you like covers, there were lots of places to go. If you like to go dancing, if that was your thing, there were nightclubs to go to. And if you liked original music, we had a shit ton of clubs around here, and we have nothing now.
Nothing.
No.
Nothing.
Do you remember up in Lansdale?
Pennsylvania area, I'm talking about.
Near the
For all our Australian
Turnpike?
folks.
There was a club up there.
Capone's?
No. Up at Lansdale. That was Capone's in Lansdale. It's off the...
Because I played there.
Yeah, but anyway, after Thursday night practice, because we practiced 4 nights a week and write 2 nights. And we're still working. I look back and see how much time we put into
all
it.
the stuff you did.
But the Dead End Kids would play.
Oh, wow.
And there was
Never
maybe...
got to see them until much later in life.
So it was the original Dead End Kids, and the Marionette Band would go up and see them, and they would open up with Getting Tighter from Deep Purple.
Oh, yeah.
And do the kicks and everything. So before Billy came on to sing, he would play pinball. So I would hang with him and say, it's funny you brought up Mike LeCompte. Michael doesn't even know how much he tutored me. Going back to what you said, there's no places to play. Well, back in the early even 2000s, you had Crazy Carl's, you had Swamp Pike Inn up near My Way in Schwanksville.
All the guys I work with talk about Crazy Carl's and stuff like that. Because
Oh,
they're all from Saturn and points north and west of there.
Yeah,
But it's like such a time cap. It's like we put on our Jordache jeans, we played pinball, we went over to...
No.
No, not really. But,
I didn't wear Jordache.
You didn't wear Jordache? I had a
I
pair.
didn't money for that shit. I had Lee jeans, man.
I found one pair in a bag. They were nice.
My parents...
I had a hot ass. I still do. It was nice to put them in something nice.
I needed a pair of nice jeans because I was going to bar mitzvahs and stuff like that. And I got a pair of Caprizio or something.
Capizio. It sounds like a ballet
some
class.
kind of something with some kind of
I know Capizios, yeah.
And it was a big deal that they got this pair of pants for me.
Yeah.
And I wore them to like everything I went to.
No, the early days of Marionette, we actually went down to the Center City where the mummers get their stuff.
Oh yeah.
And we got everything customized.
Oh, shit.
Oh, satin.
I used to go down to a place on Market Street where they had like stuff that nobody wanted, where they would spell like Notre Dame.
Oh yeah.
And they would you get a bag for like 50 cents of clothes.
I must have been there because when you're young and you don't really, you're just jumping at the moment. I'd seen a Led Zeppelin tour jacket, satin, black satin with the gold thing.
Oh yeah.
So me and Regina bought one apiece. They spelled Zeppelin wrong.
Yeah.
I spent all that money to even check with the Zeppelin. I'm like, oh, why?
I have 2 satin jackets left. I have an Iron Maiden.
Okay.
Similar to this. It's a peace of mind thing. And then I have Kiss Animalize.
Ooh.
Yo Nico, yo Tom.
Yeah, we've got people in the house.
You have that. What about you have a track jacket in the bathroom, don't you?
That was my track jacket from high school.
That's satiny.
Pardon my.
Oh, did you just whiff?
I did. I burped.
Oh, okay. As long as
Tom from Tom's World. This is Tom's World. He has a new video out right now on YouTube if you want to see it. It's Neshaminy State Park once again, and he is exploring some things he's explored before.
Oh, it sounds dirty.
The former grounds of Sorobia, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, and he discusses a small building in the video that predates the estate. So if you're from the Bucks County or far northeast area of Philadelphia or Ben Salem or All Points, Bucks County, you might want to check out This is Tom's World, his latest episode. It is very good. They're getting better and better all the time, and he's getting a lot more viewers these days, I've noticed, and we owe him a whole lot because he's helped us quite a bit here on the People Word. And
we need to get drunk and take him down to Port Kennedy and just wander around.
I think that would be in order. I've never actually walked the grounds of Port Kennedy.
Really?
No.
Oh my God, you've never lived.
I see it from pictures and I see it from my bicycle.
You probably never spat off the Whistling Bridge either.
Well, no.
Well, it doesn't exist now.
It wasn't. When I moved here, that was long gone.
Yeah, or pissed off 422.
I moved here in 2002. I did ride the.
Hit like a bass in the eye.
I rode over on that. There's like
the bike trail,
the wooden bike trail over that bridge. That was terrifying.
Oh yeah, and it's only wide enough for like one bike, but people would you'd have to like.
It was bad.
You'd pass people. You're like, oh shit! Like,
you feel like you're gonna fall in the Schuylkill.
Oh yeah,
Schuylkill's a river that runs through Pennsylvania. For those that are not from this area, and it's spelled SCHUKILL.
Is it?
I don't know.
Well, I don't even try to spell it.
It's weird. It's a weird word, but it's of course derived from
the
original Americans.
It's Lenape for scrotum sack.
From the Indians, they were the real Americans. They were the first immigrants. They immigrated here probably from Japan or China,
Asia.
But we are all immigrants. Just so you know, every person in this country is a descendant of an immigrant. Yeah. Just remember that.
Except those fuckers from Loompa Land. Send them back.
Well, I don't know. Anyway,
I'm tired of that shit.
We're off to a slow start, I see, in Facebook land. I don't know what's going on.
Well, I can kill some time because I wanted to. I had something.
You had something you need to. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Jim with a PSA. This is one to grow on with Jim.
Not really, but so I just wanted to let you know that I had my annual doctor's appointment today.
Oh.
So I went in there.
They gave you the finger?
No, he didn't. And I said, that's good. And he goes, yeah. He's like, and he said something like,
we found something in here that was missing.
He actually said like, yeah, that's not unpleasant for you. It's unpleasant for you. And I'm like, it's worse for you.
Yeah.
But I did get 2 vaccines. I got the COVID booster. I got my flu shot.
Okay.
And I think, did I take that off? Yeah. And I got a blood draw.
Nice.
And
let me had the blood drawn first.
And a Chinese guy fondled my junk.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a complete day.
Yeah.
Is there a small,
all before 9 o'clock in the morning?
Is there a small hand growing out of the small of your back?
I get molested more before 9 a.m. than most people do all day. But no,
Chris Casey in the house.
I just wanted to say that the shots are starting to kick in.
Oh, you're starting to feel a little something.
And
hallucinating.
I've been drinking for like 2 weeks mostly. So I apologize for whatever if I turn into like a Saint Bernard or whatever the hell's going to happen.
Don't do any shots.
No, I don't do that anymore anyway.
Right.
They're not pleasant for me. Do you actually enjoy that? I mean, like, I don't mind if I get some scotch. It's in like, a rocks glass.
Shots are medicinal.
Yeah, I don't.
Shots are to get to the next point. So for me, when I'm playing, I like to have a shot about a half an hour before I go on. It loosens me up, and if I don't, then I have this thing I call where I get in my head.
Yep.
And if I see something in the audience, and then I begin to have problems, and I start to make mistakes and start to play things out of key or whatever. All these weird
Why
things.
is that dog staring at me?
Yeah, well, the dogs
There's
are the worst.
There's no dog, Paul.
They're the worst. So I have to have, and it's unfortunate because that's not the way what it should be about. It should be about playing. But I do have to have something to cut the edge.
Well, dog bite traditionally always does a shot before we go on, and just to loosen up. But on that fact, I haven't really, I don't want to say not enjoy. Let me say I enjoy it more the last couple years I did it. Because when you're playing and it's a lot of people, like Paul said, you're starting to pick things out. Oh, what I got to do to entertain that guy?
Right.
Maybe I climb that wall.
Did I get her pregnant?
But stuff that plays with your head, and all of a sudden, not that you're not enjoying it, but you're in a different head you should be.
Oh,
So
yeah.
even when we played the water tower with you guys
Right.
last time, I sat back and took a breath, literally. And whether it's a guitar solo,
Appreciation
it's like,
moment.
wow, look at these. That's
So
a
that
lot of
giant
people
fucking
there.
crowd.
right.
yeah.
That's why I did this goddamn thing. It was to enjoy the one-on-one.
Speaking of that, it looks like we're about to ink a deal for potentially a show next year in
Yes.
the fall. So
Same place?
no,
No,
Oh.
no, I'm working on that as we
There,
speak.
but that other play, they did approach the group about playing there next year, and I have some dates penciled in. So
Okay,
we'll
good.
see if we can make that
I was going to
happen.
talk about that sooner or later, but yeah.
It's all in the works, and Josh, I spoke to the people there, and then Josh has been speaking to them as well, and we're just trying to make it a little more palatable.
Less bent over the desk.
Well, you can read between the lines.
Well, see, and that's.
because
I guess we could solve a rumor right now.
Yeah.
Dog Bite is a functioning band. It's just that we're not doing it all the time. I mean, how old's old school now?
16 going on 17, I think.
Dog Bite's 25.
Yeah,
Still jailbait, though.
I know.
Yes.
Well, not in Pennsylvania.
No, it
No,
depends.
no, not up in the hills.
Yeah.
But
No, you were one of the first bands when I moved out here that I saw.
oh wow, where'd you see us at?
I think at the Rib House. It would have to be the Rib House.
Yeah, we played there 13 straight years, and we did the first rib stock. And it's and that goes to my point. A lot of stuff now that I'm older, and I'll see Dog Bite did this or Dog Bite did that. I'm thinking that was us. And the other day was really cool because, like I said, I don't really do the Facebook, or I do Instagram a little bit, but something popped up, an old video of us guys.
Yeah.
And I disassociated myself from how great that lead singer was. I'm like, you know what? We were really a good band. We really put out. Because the one beef I have with singers in general is they don't move.
A lot of guys are very sedentary.
Yes, yes. And even, I see Nico's on the board there. We went to the MGK bonfire. And there was the house band. And they just stood there.
Could be worse. Could be like the guy from Men at Work. He doesn't just stand there. He's cross-eyed.
Yeah.
It's
Now, was
unnerving.
the band at the bonfire this past weekend?
Yes.
It wasn't the new band. The band just
No,
just
because
won.
what I understand,
I know some of those guys.
because we won, it was your last show was July 4th. And then the next month was the contest, and then you went on from there. But you always finish. But now I hear the bands finish up at Springmount. That's their last show. Because the band called Porch, they were really good, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But and we never got to play that. If we would have got to play Hometown Springmount,
I feel like they were at Screwballs this weekend. If not the whole band, a part of the band. I forget when. I stopped in there, but both my nights when I played this weekend, when I finished up, I stopped in Screwballs on my way home.
You dirty bastard.
Well, if you would go with me, you'd get to do these things. Yeah. If you don't go, you don't get the pleasures. Unfortunately, I drank too many glasses of wine Saturday night, and I came home and snored like a sailor.
This is bullshit.
My wife, I think, it was on the couch probably by 4:30.
Oh, dude, one time I told you we went up to Sandusky, Ohio, because, for work. Because who the fuck wouldn't go there just for not work? Oh my God, they took us to Put in Bed. They didn't take us to the roller coaster place. They took us to this island out in Lake Michigan. And it's usually a family place, but the day we were there, it was just adults. We got to one place, and I'm talking to like the client and this other guy, and we're talking, and I see this guy in a hazmat suit walk in with a tray or something. And in the middle of talking, I just slid over. I was like, "What you got there?" It's like Crown Royal. I'm like, "How much?" He goes, "You want one?" I'm like, "Yes."
yeah.
There you go. I'm like,
Nice.
"Bless you, sir."
Yep.
I drank that. He's like, "Want another?" I'm like, And I so impressed him. He's like, what? I'm like, okay.
Yeah, you talk me.
Twist my neck.
So like, you know, then I went back and was doing
Deej
weird
Rosin.
acupressure
She's
shit
in
to
the
somebody.
house.
And
Deej in the
by
house.
the end of the night, like, I think I didn't realize till the next morning I'd walked through a rose bush and really fucked my leg up. I was like all bloody.
That's the worst kind.
But I woke up with a really sore throat. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm looking and I'm like,
You're snoring.
I tore my uvula snoring because I was that wasted.
Yep.
And I was like, we should have never gone to that gay bar.
I've woken up with my throat all fucked up, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck happened last night?
I had to look it up on like, can you get so drunk you tear your uvula? Holy fuck, you can. Look at that. Yeah.
Oh, I lost my screen. Let me go back. There we are. All right.
Yeah, I always feel bad. Like, you know, you come home after a night out and like, you know, poor wife's trying to sleep. And I'm like, hey. For the next like 9 hours.
Yeah. Now, see, the other Regina's a good drinker. My wife's a good drinker, and she used to drink me under the table. Yeah.
My wife doesn't really drink very much. It's occasional.
Yeah. Well, now that we're getting older.
She winds up taking care of you and I if we go out.
That's true.
Yeah.
Man, I just remember when I face planted at M3. When I got up, there was like a handful of peanuts. Like, eat. Like, thank you.
That's what she does.
Yeah.
Oh, I got the community standards. This just must come on every single time. So I wanted to do a promo video for this tonight, and I never got a chance to. I wanted to, because I did one over the weekend and I had an interesting response to it. I did it. Old School was playing up at Pagoda Motorcycle one Saturday, and we had Tommy Deck filling in on vocals.
Okay.
So I did a little promo video, and I just I thought cute.
Hi, this is Paul. Come on my fans
like
page.
10 people extra came that they didn't even know because they watched the video. But when I went back the next day, it was viewed over like 1,700 times. And I was like, what is happening? I wish I had done that for this. So I apologize.
Well, that surprised me with the water tower.
Hey, Ariana.
With
hello.
the how many views we got on that interview and just the sound bites they put out.
Oh, that was incredible.
Yeah, that was nice. That was nice.
Now, did you drink the Cobra wine?
They didn't offer it. Deej
Was it there?
Deej commented on the uvula.
Yeah. Oh, it is. It's horrifying, man. It's really bad. It does hurt.
No, so this was a different event, Jim. It wasn't the Halloween party.
Oh, okay.
We were unavailable.
So they only do the
this was
Vietnamese Cobra wine.
This was a BMX event. So there were campers, like all the grass on the side. They were all filled campsites. The whole place was packed, and it was a very large crowd that we played in front of. As a result, it was a different vibe. And it was a lot of fun.
Those are tough, because we play up at Reading Motorcycle Club.
This is not Reading Motorcycle.
I know, but I'm just saying.
We've done that,
yeah,
too.
But, I mean, they had one of the big shindigs, and they put us in the bar kind of thing.
Yeah, we've done that.
But all the action was outside.
Outside. Nobody wants to come in. The only time it's good there is when you're playing on the main stage.
Yes.
Well, when I went to Pagoda the first time, like I'm thinking it's a biker club.
No, it's BMX.
It's BMX, and I'm
it's
saying like
family.
and
It's
like
kids.
and like the dickhead I am, I walk in a BMX shirt because I have no better, and they're like, "Oh, you're right." I'm like,
Signing up?
Kinda.
We have the sign-up table right here.
Okay.
In fact, when we got there, the sign-up tables were on the stage area. So they had to move them. It was a mess.
Were the mountains any bigger in the background?
Yeah. Well, next year, that place will not be there anymore.
The mountains?
No, the pagoda is moving.
Where?
It's being consumed by the dump.
Oh.
So they're moving to another
Can't they
plot
just
of
move
land.
to the top of the dump?
I have a feeling it's not stable yet. So.
Well, another thing that disappears. It's amazing as you get through life, all this stuff they were talking, like Crazy Carl's is gone. It was the other day we were talking about something, and it's just gone. Like even the Tower Theater. There was 2-3 shows a week here.
Now you have all these smaller venues that they took up all that air.
Yeah.
Union Transfer. You have what's the other one down in Philly? It doesn't matter.
Do you remember the sports complex?
No.
Oh.
TLA. You're right. That TLA doesn't even do that much stuff anymore.
No.
And do you remember when Philly had the Hot Club?
The Hot Club?
Yes.
No.
I must have been 18 because drinking age was 21.
So if you were 18, I was probably a little younger.
A little younger, yeah. And so I had a boss. I used to work at Arthur Treacher's up there in Trooper. And he was...
Do you know how to make the chicken? I just need that recipe. I'm just sorry.
Oh, no. They used to send to us big boxes.
Oh, God damn
And we would just hit the fryers.
It was so ridiculous.
And we always overcooked at the end of the night.
I don't care. That's all good, man. Sorry, I digress.
But no, so the my manager at Arthur Treacher's is probably in his early 20s. You want to go see a new band? And you know, you're younger. You do I sure will go. Want to go see the Stranglers. And the Stranglers are really good up to a certain point. Then they kind of dissolved and got different people for different sounds. But the original Stranglers are really good.
Tell me about them because I don't know who they are.
I've heard of them. I've never seen them.
77, 78 hardcore, like I don't want to say hardcore punk. It's such a washed out term.
What the hell was that?
This.
Oh, don't do that.
Good British, not like the Jam even. Edgy lyrics.
Like the Voidoids, but with class.
Yeah, British class. But anyway, so I get down there, I'm young, and I had their first album because I bought it down on 3rd Street Jazz or whatever, and got everything signed, real nice. Like, mate, can you come into the show tonight? And I said, hey, I'm too young. Don't worry about it. Got me right in there, was up front, and I'm entirely great. And the Hot Club, they had Runaways there.
Oh, wow. And where was this at?
Somewhere down in the city, and I don't remember now. I have to look it up someday. It actually burnt down, so that's why it was a Hot Club.
For some reason, a lot of places burned down.
Yes. Yeah, an interesting story. Yesterday, I was out with the old postal workers, and there was a place in our area that had a big fire when I was a kid. Well, I found the front end of that story. Yeah,
Is this it? It's got a Facebook page.
there you go.
Holy crap.
The Runaways were there. Blondie was there.
Oh, wow.
Sounds like Philly's version of CBG.
They probably
Yes.
had ads in the Philadelphia Journal and the Daily News because I used to clip all those ads. I have them upstairs in the attic.
But like you were saying, those years we played out. Now, how long did you play with the original until you?
Yeah,
switched gears?
I started once I turned 21, so it was around 1987, 88 is when the band started.
Okay.
And we played till about 92. The time that the cell block burned down was pretty much the end. The band broke up because of the whole record deal thing going south and all that. I just said I quit. And then for a very brief moment, I joined the band 4-Star Rosie.
Okay.
For about 2 months. Their guitar player flew to L.A. and had some issues going on, and they were looking for a new guitar player and singer. So I tried to see what we could do with that, and then ultimately I was like, this isn't for me.
Yeah.
They were too poisony.
Yeah. Oh, I get you. Yeah.
It was not my thing. It wasn't my thing.
Yeah, because by 80.
But great bunch of guys. I mean, Harris was such a sweet fella. And I don't mean sweet that way. I mean, he was just a genuinely good person. Harris Schlesinger, he passed away.
Yeah, because we played our last show, my brother's birthday of 89. So we were doing it from 15 to 29 years old. And and again, being naive and young, we're seeing our buddies all get signed. Well, there's Cinderella. Oh, there's Britney.
Sure.
And then
Anything's possible.
Yeah, so I still got the rejection letters from all the record companies. I still
That's
keep
cool.
them.
I would keep everything.
I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah, even today I keep everything.
So we didn't get a rejection. What happened was we had an agent from South Philly. He took our stuff up to Atlantic and to Geffen. Geffen didn't say anything. Atlantic said, well, can they go back and record some grunge material? And I was like, fuck them, fuck all of you. We had just gotten done spending between $2,000 and $4,000. I don't have the money to go back in the studio. And I don't even know what this grunge shit is that you're talking about anyway. And then I figured out it was Nirvana. And I was like, no, not doing it. Not doing it. That's not what we do.
Just fuck up the tuning on your guitar and be really sad.
And as a 57-year-old guy, I say, go do what the fuck they say.
Yep.
And get the mansion in L.A.
Yep. Yeah, because when we were younger, you never think that, and even though you've seen it, like we're musical historians, kind of like we like our stuff. It changes all the time, but we were in it. I didn't think it was ever going to change.
Nobody thought it was going to end.
Yeah, but if you look, Paul, Kiss, the Stones,
they all adapted.
Everybody had to adapt.
Well, I mean, that's the thing about the 80s. I mean, you had classic rock, the 80s come along, and it just blows up. There's 80 million genres.
Yeah.
Yes. The only band that never, ever gave an inch, AC/DC. They stayed true to themselves through the entire thing.
And short pants, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, you gotta have a look.
Yeah.
I'm doing it now.
Got to see AC/DC at the Tower open up for UFO.
Wow.
And Angus and Bon Scott walked right past us on the shoulder thing.
Oh yeah, because they would go in the audience.
And
That's
there's
right.
certain times when you see a band. Now that was one. I mean, I love UFO, but they're not AC/DC. So you kind of knew even in your head, well, they're going to be bigger. And we seen Van Halen blow the doors off of Black Sabbath.
I heard so much about that show.
I could see. Well, we got to meet them down at Peaches, and I actually seen a website that they devoted to that day.
Wow.
So they were opening for Sabbath. They came in an armored car with David Lee's picture from the second album of him doing the split. So Eddie, Alex, and Michael come in behind the table, and me and Regina are always first in these lines because that's when they had to come to you, not pay for them like today.
Right.
They had to come to you.
Well, they were selling records.
Right. So Peaches was all crates.
Yes.
And that's why my basement, all my records is crates because I just love that feel.
I had them too.
Right.
My buddy's brother was the manager, the assistant manager of the Northeast Philly store.
Oh, that's where it was at, right?
Yeah.
So they walk in, and to this day, I still got the album signed. They had the right color pencil for both albums. So it was me and Regina walking in, and first in line, Alex signs real nice. Michael's talking to Regina, "You coming to the show tonight, sweetheart?" I'm like, "You dick, man." Anyway, and then
Fucking
Eddie,
bass
real nice, right, bass player, and we got pictures and everything. So I asked Regina, "Where's David at?" He isn't here.
Yeah.
He comes running out of the armored car with a bottle of Jack. He jumps on the crates.
And they collapse, right?
And he says, "Van Halen's here, motherfuckers." The whole place sounded like Tinder. Because now you're talking thousands of people like jumping out of line. So now I'm scrambling to get the autograph.
Yeah.
And I took the first selfie because I had my little Kodak and I went like this and David's face is like this. And he signed everything and we walked out there and then we just blown away and then went to the show. And you could see the door shut on Sabbath. You could just feel it. And then even years later, I took my kid to Ozfest for the Sabbath reunion.
Yeah.
He goes, "Dad, this stuff is slow." And I said, "I know, but you know."
At the time it came out, it was like the world changed. Just the
You
same
you just sat in a room like,
See, but I got into that when I was a kid.
yeah, that's how I got.
And then
yeah.
when Van Halen hit, and I was only 10, 11 when Van Halen hit, so I don't have that sense of how the paradigm shift in music happened. But to the guys that were in the business, it was like the whole world tipped on its axis. Yep. And I can respect it and understand it now as I've gotten older and as I listen to Eddie Van Halen, like you realize there was nothing. Guys tapped, guys did this, guys did that, but nobody did what he did. No. And it became a thing.
Yeah.
And to this day, there's very few people that really sound like him. Nobody, there's people that copy him, but you don't hear a band that sounds like Van Halen.
Yeah. I don't know how you go back guitar-wise, but one of my favorite Sunday listens is Chet Atkins. The tone, like when the guitarist, same with a singer, even if they're not what I like as a musician.
Hi, Donna.
As long as I know it's Lemmy, or if I know it's Dio, like that's what you want to do. You don't want to sound like every other body, every singer in Hurricane.
There were a lot of the Hurricane sounding bands.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see that. Then we realized in the late '80s it was a business, and you got to sound like this, you got to look like this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, really, I can't get these guys to agree on anything, let alone.
Yasko's in the house.
Yeah,
Oh,
yell
Stevie there? Hey, Stevie.
Mr. Adler, you ready for this?
Yeah, we can do that.
Would you
I'll give
like-
a little promo.
I'll drink a little bit,
Stevie's
yeah.
going to be sitting in with the band Resurrection.
Yes.
I think it's this Saturday night. Try and stop then if I can. I'm going to a party for one of my for Terry, the singer of Instinct. It's her. It's a milestone birthday. I won't say what number it is because she's a woman.
21.
It is. It is her 21st. So I'll
Pass that down to Mr. Adler, please.
Good.
Thank you. I don't know if he's going to have any. Is he?
Yeah.
I'll take a little sip.
good.
I'll take a little sip. Yeah.
I
But
peer
don't-
pressured him before the show.
Wait, what is this glass?
This is glass.
Wow.
Glass licking son of a bitch.
I can't comment on anything. It's paper print. It's beautiful.
Sorry about that.
It's always
Duck
good.
rabbit.
Duck Rabbit Brown Ale.
Wow.
All right, gentlemen. Here we go.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, look at him with the glass.
Well, I have to show everyone what it looks like.
Yeah, but one of us has to do that. There's that one guy. Hey, what color is it?
So, wow, that is dark shit.
Looks like root beer.
It's got that That brown ale smell.
It's got
Let's
that,
see.
yeah, that roasted
All right.
that chocolate malt.
That's not bad.
Ooh, it's dark and bitter. It's very bitter.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's more bitter than I thought.
Ooh.
I got to say, the only beer I do drink, me and Regina went to Hawaii in May. And we stopped at the Maui Brewing Company. And they had a pineapple beer.
Interesting.
Like, I'm not really into the taste of beer.
I got you.
Because it kind of weighs you down. Like, that's why I went
yeah.
to, especially when we started playing. I wasn't a drinker at all. I'm more of a smoker. And, but then when you're playing out, it's like, Freddie, let me buy you a drink.
Right.
Well, you can't ask him to buy a $12 martini.
Why not?
Like, that's after the show for really good.
Just don't have 3.
Yeah, but
That didn't work out so well.
But no, the Maui pineapple beer was incredible, and you can only get it in Delaware now.
I like Kona beer, which is not from. I don't think it's from the island, but I think it's a California
What are
beer.
you thinking?
Well, because it's so dark and bitter,
It's very portery.
I'd give it a 6.5. All right, because
Doing decimals now.
you know if I did 2 or 3 of these, that bitter end wouldn't bite my ass as much, and I'd go, oh, this isn't too bad. But last week was really good, which we're
that was Elliot Ness.
Yeah, oh, yeah, that's right. That's what it was.
What do you
That
think?
was very
Scale
good.
of 1 to 10. What do you think?
It's beer.
So
I don't think it's bad.
give it a 5.
It'd be an honest number. In a scale of 10 of what you like in a beverage, it doesn't even have to be beer. What would you give it?
Well, it's definitely not a Corona.
Corona is my favorite beer
Is it
as
really?
a go-to.
Yeah.
Corona and Corona Light.
I was going to say, because that's when I started drinking.
Yeah.
If somebody would say something because it was light going down. No, it's good flavor. What was the alcohol content?
I don't know, like probably 6, 5 point something.
Yeah, got to go for the buzz. No, it's not bad. 7?
Oh,
I go
that's
with-
very
I go-
generous.
yeah,
That's
no.
that's
See, I'm not a beer guy. but I'm saying-
seven saying I want to have this once a week.
Or
No,
6 or
no,
7.
I'm
of
not
them
drinking
right
beer.
now.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but if, in a situation like
All right.
even at picnics around the neighborhood.
You'd be happy with it.
Yeah, I'm not drinking Bud Light or Budweiser or stuff, but this isn't bad.
Man of taste and sophistication.
Trevor Floyd in the house asking if we've heard about Jakey Lee. I think
Yes.
we already discussed it, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think? 5, 6?
Well, this
Yeah.
I was 7.
He gave it 7.
No, I'd say 7.
Nice. That's what I gave it. All right, cool.
No, because most beer like that for me.
The problem is like we've had so many really good ones.
We've had some excellent
I would have
beers.
given it an 8, but it's like that was really good.
Yeah, that was
No.
good. That was not bad.
I felt bad about Herman's Best Oktoberfest. That kind of sucked.
Oh, that was
Yeah,
one when
that
Nance was on.
weird. Yeah,
Yeah.
it had that bizarre
It
aftertaste.
did have a bizarre.
No, it's good. It's good flavor. It's got a little punch to it.
Yeah,
But I'm not a beer drinker, so I wouldn't know one from the
I
other.
had it
but-
before. It's like one of those ones where I usually don't get this. I like brown ale, but like Ellie's Brown, they have it over at Kunda, which is where I got this.
Okay.
Kunda Beverage in King of Prussia.
Very good.
Very good place.
Yeah, they have Ellie's Brown. That's like one of my favorite. It's really, really stupid good.
Oh,
Well, it's funny because the IPA stuff. Went to a show at Sellersville. Who was I seeing? Nectar or somebody.
They have a good selection of beers at that little tiny bar.
All right, so I give the front tables because I don't like a big crowd around watching music, and I came after work, so I didn't get my whole shower and do me up, but I didn't think I was odorous,
Okay.
so I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, man, I start doing one of these numbers like.
Oh,
Somebody
I
needs
know
to
that.
wash their balls.
You know what it was, Jim? It was the IPA.
Oh,
Oh my God, it smelled like dirty socks.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so I finally got my nose over
It was
to
Allagash ball smell, IPA.
It was
yeah.
awful. It was awful.
Ode to Testical.
that's funny. You're like,
Is that me? I'm like checking my socks real quick, and I'm like, no, I'm okay. And then,
pardon me.
can we have another pitcher, please? And once she brought that fresh pitcher, I'm like, oh, how you
oh,
guys
she had it in
drink?
the picture. Yeah, that'll
there
it'll
was
waft up.
there was a red ale they used to have at Valley Forge Brewing Company when it was here.
I like that. I used to go there all the time.
That place, and it was Red Coat Red.
Yes.
Loved that beer.
Yes!
But after about 2 pints, you had to back off because of the resin content.
Oh.
It was a little. You started like, can I have some pine salt to chase this?
Yes, that's right.
And that's what most IPAs are like. It's like they made, like I said, they made them on a dare.
Yeah.
Like, let's make this as bitter as humanly possible. It's like you're putting resin in that.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's nasty. Like,
I think my first one was Racer 5. I think it was my 1st IPA.
yeah, I actually got a non-alcoholic IPA from Brooklyn
Why?
because
Yeah,
I
I was gonna
wasn't
say
drinking.
why.
I wasn't drinking last week.
Oh.
And it actually almost tasted like beer. I was shocked.
Did you do this for the blood draw?
No, I didn't. I did. I wanted to check some see what my stats were going to be.
All right.
But yeah, I did have a blood draw. I didn't know I was going to get one, but
I'll be having one in a few months, and I'm going to really lay back for that.
Dude,
one.
I have gone in for, like, we do biometrics at work, and they do all they measure everything and take all this blood work and stuff, and if you do good, they cut you a break on your insurance.
Isn't it do well or do good?
No, because I'm drinking. It's do good.
Do good. Okay, just checking.
I have a fucking English degree. Don't be that way.
I've seen people say that.
Yep. I'm trying to be colloquial. You want to Google that? Anyway, what the fuck was I talking about before you were so weird? But
I like being weird.
yeah. But no, I've gone in for the biometric screening, like with a hangover, forgetting I had to be there in the morning, and I come and like stumble in the house. I'm like, oh fuck, I have to go to Quest tomorrow. Shit, and you're in there like they're taking the blood out, and it's like it looks like ale. And it's
still bubbling.
Yeah.
But it was funny. I think when I did that was like the best biometric screen I ever had.
Yeah, that's funny.
Like, well, everything's good. I mean, there's not a whole lot of blood in the sample, so.
Yeah, because anytime I guess because we were raised, but anytime you do a test, you're always at your best. And I went to get a physical, and there was something she had to check on me that required the running test, the endurance test.
Yeah, stress
I
test.
trained like an athlete. I didn't smoke or drink for a week. Got there early in the morning. They put me on that treadmill. I burned it. You can slow down. I said, no, I can't. And they put Sports Center there, so I'm,
You're going.
I'm going. And then I thought, why did they get me in early? Well, the next people were like 95 years old behind me. They could barely get them up on the treadmill.
Oh, fuck you, buddy.
Yeah, I just beat you, pal. That was.
You son of a bitch.
But I got one coming up too, a blood test that I got to do because of my age. And yeah, I'm gonna train for that. I'm gonna eat well and lay off the candy and all the extra.
I was kind of like you. I just wanted to see if it was going to have any effect on anything, and it didn't. So I'm like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's bad. If it does not have an effect,
No effect at all.
then I will have other things I have to address.
Yeah.
Kelly James Yorgi is in the house, and he was talking about his drinking and breathalyzing, and Jim Naffis is in the house, and he was listening to some.
Went down a rabbit hole, and we're drinking Duck Rabbit.
Yeah. See, it all comes together.
It's not. It can't be a coincidence.
Yeah.
It's just
That's
like
funny
Soroka.
what Kelly's saying there. Not to mention names, but one of the original guitarists in Marionette used to drink so much on stage, we'd actually set up a bowling alley.
God.
Oh.
Well, that's like going to see a show. Like, I'm out in the crowd, and you get there at like 7:00,
Right.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You're going to be there a long fucking time.
That's what they want. That's what
And
they
I don't
want.
want to be the assholes, and I won't call them out, and you know who you are.
I seen those people.
Who are like sitting there drinking a pint, can you bring me another pitcher of water? Mm-hmm. What the fuck? You're going to be here for 6 or 7 hours, man.
How much do they tip at the end of the night?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly 20% of nothing.
Right. And they're getting a
Yeah.
full 20% of that, right?
I mean, I get yelled at your shows because the staff doesn't make any
I mean,
money.
when you used to come.
Yeah. That's why I don't come. I'm tired of getting fucking yelled at. But so fucking tip
It's fuzzy
people.
math.
But they're like yelling at me. Like
I know.
I gave you like 600%. What's the problem?
Bastard.
Ugh.
Yeah, people got to understand that band is a lifestyle. When you're, and that's part of the reason why I cut back on what we're doing. Since I retired, 4 years ago, kind of
It's been
still.
4 years.
I retired. I'm already retired 4 years.
Oh, you bastard.
Well, I put 41 years at the post office.
Oh, God, they deserve it. You
Yeah.
haven't killed anybody, have you?
Oh, great story.
That we know of?
No,
And
but
and the funny thing is, Freddie's only 36.
I don't know how
what
that
the hell?
happened. Yeah.
Some people can just squeeze it in.
Do you remember when the studio was down Conshohocken with the Butcher Brothers?
Yeah.
What was the name of that studio? Do you remember?
No.
Because Chris Cross
No
recorded
idea.
there. Anyway,
Oh, the one that's in the basement of the Great American
right.
Pub. Yeah,
The one in the corner next to Tony's Pizza.
that was. I took my son there. We were shopping.
I just remember somebody got murdered down there. I can't remember.
Yeah, Conshohocken. We lived down Conshohocken for years. Well, that's part of the story. So I worked up at College of Post Office. I was the window clerk there, and I was reading Kerrang in between customers. Well, Phil Sokola lived in Collegeville, and he came in. And I just turned, that's a true story. I turned a page, and it said Anthrax is going to record in Conchi. Here comes Phil walking through the door.
They recorded there.
The Stomp 442. He looks at his watch. He goes, "They're going to be there in a half hour."
Tom Deck's in the house.
Hey, Tommy.
Yo.
So he goes, "You want to come down and check them out?" Long story short, I spent a week in the studio with them.
That's cool.
They took
Just
a whole
talking.
week?
Well, I mean, just me. No, it was just me. And I got to see you do Maiden covers just to warm up like we do as a band.
Sure.
And they bought us pizza. One of the mixes, there wasn't the final mix, it was a rough mix. And I'm never forgetting Charlie saying, "There's a drum roll in Pompeii, an American Pompeii," where he just does a drum roll. And he goes, "There's maybe 5 or 6 of us metalheads in there. Because do you like it better with the phase or without the phase?" And we voted for the phase, and that's what we put in the mix.
Nice.
But they were so nice to me. I got to be part of the fan club. So I'm a big Bush fan. John Bush is just one of the greatest singers with Armored Saint or Anthrax. And I haven't heard the Category 7 band.
You know,
yet.
they had that mixing board in there. One of the few. And now the name's going to just right out of my head.
Yeah.
Anyway, it'll come back to me. My ex-wife used to work at KGM.
Okay.
And she was there for a few things that went down. I mean, I had no idea when I was younger that Operation Mindcrime was recorded, less than 10 miles from my house growing up. That would have blown me. I would have been out of my fucking mind knowing that,
Yeah. Oh, but to get back to your postal, to shoot anybody. So back in the day, you had to wear
a Neve board. They have a Neve board. Or they had a
Okay,
Neve
so
board
it's not that one. Okay.
So I had to wear a postal tie, the whole outfit,
Oh,
the
yeah.
vest and everything. So I ran down from work because I was done at 3. So, and I lived in country at the time. I was just moving up to Schwenksville, so I was in between houses. And so they're at the mixing board or whatever, kind of like we're sitting. And I walk in with the postal outfit, and each one of them
like
stood
Mr.
up and
McFeely.
said, "Don't shoot, don't shoot." And then when they signed everything, they put guns and bullets and stuff. And to think about that now, I mean, that was a big thing back in the day. It don't happen anymore, but knock on wood.
We have a retired postman lives across the street from my house. I try to keep him happy.
Yeah.
My great uncle was a postman.
But see, back in
Nicest guy in the world.
when I started in the 80s and even into the mid 90s, we knew everything. Everything came through us. We knew your goods, your bads, what you liked, what you didn't like. And not that it
That
was
porn was coming because I graduated and got put on a list.
that's what the minister said.
Yeah.
Yeah, box 308 coming in there. It's like,
He was
uh-oh.
actually the one who referred. Never mind. I said too much.
That's funny that Tom, you turned up a little late. We were actually talking about the other night when you sat in with Old School. It was a great show.
Paul wept. It was kind of embarrassing.
Yeah, it was bad.
No, I mean you were so moved and excited and
It happens sometimes.
pussy.
Yes. I told you before. That's the motivating factor of my life.
Oh yeah. All right, I'm sorry. I got it. This thing.
You're too deep.
Yeah, no, Tommy was part of
Hey.
that whole scene down there with us.
Absolutely.
You know?
I was telling stories on stage. I was embarrassing him the other night. I was telling the people in the audience because they don't know. And I was yelling out to some of the kids. I'm like, I don't know if you ever heard of Skid Row, but this guy was in the running right up there against Sebastian Bach for that band.
No.
I mean, serious as a heart attack.
And if it had gone your way, Tom, you would be on Trailer Park Boys right now.
And tying his dick in a knot.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
He did that on Howard Stern, apparently.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that flaccid?
Supposedly he did that. They could have been just one of the
Mine's
the
full of
Stern
tendons
situations.
and blood and stuff. It doesn't like doing that.
And it's funny with just being on the inside that we kind of have. Like I've never had that experience with the professional touring kind of
Dick
band.
tired? Oh.
No, Dick tired. No. But some guys just don't want. Like everybody's waiting for a Skid Row reunion.
It's not going to happen.
It's not. They don't want to work
bad.
with him. And same with Gillen and Blackmore. I mean, that's everybody's dream for Deep Purple, but
Yeah,
they
no,
can't
yeah.
stand each other. And if it's going
Most people
smooth,
can't stand Blackmore at all, ever.
I was shocked when Pink Floyd at Live 8 got together.
yeah.
I mean, there was so much hate, and I was so excited. Like, we had a big Live 8 party. And
So did
everything.
I.
And then they cut him off at the end. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? I wanted to see if they hugged, and, nothing.
No.
Nothing.
No.
Because I didn't get to go to Live Aid. I wanted to, but
Oh, and that's how I met Ozzy the first time.
at Live Aid?
Oh, City! I've met you last year.
Is this Wimbledon?
It was Shannon!
It was AM Philadelphia with Wally Kennedy and
Oh, I
Elizabeth
remember.
Starr.
Oh my God.
Okay, so I'm working. It always revolves around I can't get out of work. That's all my stories. I can't get out of work. So I couldn't get out of work to get tickets. So I call up the station, and they get me right to Wally Kennedy.
Yeah.
For some reason, and Elizabeth kind of they talked over the phone a little bit together, Every question they asked Ozzy that day came from me. And we had a good half-hour conversation about...
Now, that was, what year, 86? 86.
Everybody else was asking about bats. And
I was
Right,
there.
and I
doing
said, no,
real
don't
stuff.
ask him stupid stuff that everybody... I said, get into some Sabbath and stuff. So they came off looking really good. So we talked a half hour, and she goes, Freddie, I can't get you tickets. I said, oh, man. And this is when I didn't. I mean,
Can I just strangle Sharon for half an hour?
No, this is before Sharon even was in the picture.
Really?
She was in the picture. She just
But not
wasn't-
as up front in the
Yeah.
picture. So she goes, I got news for you. Ozzy had... Did you ever go to Channel 6?
I've not been inside.
Okay, but there's a roundabout.
Well, it's not there anymore. They tore the building down. But I worked there for a year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, do you remember the roundabout going into the building?
I did piss in the parking lot once.
She said Ozzy's going to pull right up in front at 8:15. There it was by myself, 8:15. Got all my albums autographed.
What's this kid doing here?
Yeah, and then the other Ozzy story, Down to Earth at the Tower Records off of Boulevard in Philadelphia. I had a friend of mine who got me the wristband. And so, of course, I get there 12 hours ahead of time. And the guy comes out, he goes, young man, it's awful long time for you to wait. I said, let me tell you something. How many employees you got in there? He goes, 50 or 60. I said, I'm already 61 in line. I said, one thing goes wrong, and I don't meet Ozzy and get the picture. I already got the autograph, now I want the picture. Oh, okay, well, and there was a Wendy's right there. And I had my headphone, my Walkman, so I could have my tunes. So, of course, here comes Ozzy, motorcycle entrance. So now I'm like 150th in line. And I said, I seen a guy when I'm walking in. I pointed to him. I said, see, I'm already like deep into this line. Put Ozzy on the throne. And I was first, but the guy behind me had a little baby dressed in a devil suit.
Well, why wouldn't you?
Right.
Yeah.
So I said, no, you go first. You go first. So I put the baby and the father in front of me, and I was second. So
Kenny Sheffel in the house promoting his band.
okay.
Philly Sound.
Nice.
I love Sabbath. And so the guy comes
I
out.
think that's his band. I don't know.
The guy comes out to announce Ozzy's coming. And he goes, before we get started, there's a ground rule. You come up to Ozzy slow. Now, you could touch him. This is before.
No sitting on his lap and asking for
right.
presents.
You could come up and get a quick picture. And, I did meet Sharon and the kids because he gave you a T-shirt. Could you imagine getting a free T-shirt today from these guys?
No.
No. So,
Oh, that'll be $150.
He said-
I imagine giving him the one off my
Plus
back to have a
signature
ticket.
fee.
Yeah.
right. And it's free. It was absolutely free.
And don't
So
look him
sure-
in the eye. We'll charge you for that, too.
Yep.
Right. And so the guy goes, anybody that we feel is threatening to Ozzy, we will shut this down immediately. So, you guys understand that. He said it in plain English loud.
It's got to be kind of hard for metal guys because they all kind of look disturbing. You know, like they're not going to mess with Ozzy, but I mean, like I've been to concerts and like, you know, you don't realize, oh, you're a warlock. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Well, it was so everything's going smooth. The baby gets a picture. Ozzy puts him on the lap, does the peace sign. It's great. I come up and I still got the pictures there. I put my arm around him, got a picture. I said, you're the best. He smelled amazing. Whatever perfume he had was really fresh.
That's terrifying.
He did. He smelled really good.
I'm a ladies' man.
Yeah, he was. So, okay.
No, I really am.
So the third
sleep in
person behind
orchids.
me is a younger, let's say young 20 girl. She starts screaming Ozzy, coming full blast at him. It looked like the Secret Service. They covered Ozzy, said, that's it, we're done. So I turned to the guy, said, see? Because he was the manager, so he was always in the picture. And they settled everything down, and then I just left.
Now, what music store was this at?
Tower Records.
Oh, Tower Records.
Yeah, Tower Records. But I almost blew because the guy gave me the wristband.
A couple things.
From the
I
night
remember
before because the guy couldn't get out of work to get the wristband. And then one of the jackass employees says to me, I don't remember you from last night. And I'm starting to panic. But the first thing is when you're meeting these guys, and me and Regina have been going through this forever, always act like you belong there. Don't break your cover.
That's why I would have been like, get on your knees and look at me. It'll come back to you.
But yeah, so
Tom's asking you to come down Saturday night to Screwballs and sing a couple tunes.
Steve was playing. Yeah, Stevie asked me to. Yeah, I got to talk to Regina. I didn't talk to Stevie yet today. But
If I can make it,
Hey,
I
Steph.
will. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to.
yeah, I don't know what's on the agenda.
Steph's guy in the house.
Yeah, and that's one thing with being retired. I don't plan anything.
I wish I could do that.
You see, and I was telling my buddies the open.
No obligation post job. That's a dream.
So if you want to do something,
You just do it.
We just do it.
Yeah.
One time we went down to
And if you're going to do
the
it,
shore just to go on the beach.
I just sit in my yard in my underwear and wave at the neighbors.
I did every morning.
I actually
was
do, but they think I'm in shorts.
on
But, What are you gonna do?
It's
But that's the thing that's funny, and I think it's horrifying. Like whenever you used to go get tickets or go to meet somebody, you had to get in line. Mm-hmm. You had to get there early. You had to get there like the night before. You had to bring a fucking like tent. You had to work at it.
Yeah.
Now it's like
Hit a button.
click.
Yeah,
click,
you're sitting there like
click. You're in your underwear.
and
click.
you're hoping you get there before the fucking legal scalpers.
Now, where'd you get
buy
your
it all.
tickets at?
Ticketron.
Yeah, but I mean Sears or
Oh shit.
We used to go to Wanamaker's in Roosevelt Mall.
Fuck, I don't remember.
And the
my
ticket,
God.
the ticket stop or something that was called, or concert stop.
now see the
I
Sears.
cannot. I think we used to actually go to the venue most times.
Yeah, well, sometimes yeah,
because there was nothing around it,
and there was no thing.
We'd go down to like the Spectrum and stuff and like stand
Never
outside.
thought of doing that.
We
Yeah,
went down.
I don't think we had anything around here where you get tickets.
When I was in high school and in college, we had a connection. This guy Fred, who worked at a ticket company.
I had nothing. Nobody.
No, we had Sears in Logan Square. That they couldn't have done it better. They put it up in the second level, its own parking lot, so it became like a tailgate. One year, the same day, it was Queen and Grateful Dead tickets on sale. So that was a mishmash of crazy
fucking
people.
weird.
Yeah.
So of course the Grateful Dead fans lived up to their.
Stinky.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So he fell asleep in a corner.
Did it rain so they can get a shower?
No. Damn it. Exactly. So he fell asleep in a corner, like he had to go up the steps. And he fell asleep in a corner and nobody bothered him. So he went from like number 2 on the line to like 1,000. But tickets, even for Bark at the Moon tour, one time we ran down, we run to the concert, getting ready, getting all your stuff. We get halfway down the expressway. Regina says, "You got the tickets?" I said, "No." I said, she said, "So no, we did." She just went up and got 2 more $10 tickets.
Yeah, you could do it.
So that's the difference.
I mean, when I used to work at the Court, I was a bartender over at one of the restaurants, and we were right at the entrance, and you're sitting there and like, YSP's outside, and we just go tearing out, and they'd just be giving out concert tickets.
Yep.
Didn't matter you were at the top of the spectrum. I'm like, that's a
Well, those were the days where they were trying to fill the place.
Yeah.
Now they have to sell them. That's the only income these bands
But see,
get.
the thing is now they sell, the scalpers buy them all online. The companies buy them all with bots. And even if they don't sell them, they're making a fortune because
No,
they're
you have
charging
to,
a
you
huge
have to
surcharge.
have the credit card of the company that's sponsoring the concert.
Oh, it's too much
to get the early access.
Like you said, if you just want, like, I don't care, Kinks or Kiss or anything, you knew the tickets were coming. You'd get in line, you'd get them, and that was it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember the first time somebody come and said, "Hey, you got really good seats," because we'd get front row because we were so close. And give you a couple extra dollars. What was it worth it to me back then? But then I could see it in my mind's eye, that hey, if you can get somebody to get in front of the line for you, I'd pay you twice as much,
Sure.
as 4 times as much.
God.
But it's a shame.
In other words-
The way concerts are,
My God, they're expensive as hell.
yeah, you can't do it. You can't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even Union Transfer concerts are fucking expensive.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been there. My son,
I've been
I
there
think, has
twice.
Been there a bunch of times. He might have played there too. I don't know.
It's a neat venue. I mean, it's smallish.
Yeah.
It's a nice place.
I think that Category 7, there's a new band with John Bush singing. I think they're going to be there in March or something.
See,
so.
that's the nice thing about you do on this side of life. Are some of the guys that we watched, and you get to see them do some small venues and some cool other situations. What's
Jim
that?
Naff is sung and froze his ass off.
Oh.
Going to the Spectrum.
One of the only shows I ever walked out on.
The sound was terrible.
Yeah.
84 was the worst tour, and we walked down. The roadies were like, "What are you doing?" I said, "That was the only other guy who walked out was Robin Trower."
I have to ask this, and I'm serious. I'm not.
I was in the balcony. Like,
Yep.
the low was so predominant.
I'm not joking. This isn't me fucking around. But has anyone gone to a Van Halen concert and Alex's drum kit, whatever the hell, worked?
Yeah.
Really?
The last couple shows I saw with them were absolutely spectacular.
Like he always had some weird thing. Like it would rise, it would spin, it would be on a jump, mount on a fucking gimbal, whatever, and it never worked when I would go see him. Never worked.
Well,
Maybe
once
the
Raw
chain
Flipped, I
driver.
was done. Once Raw Flipped, I was done. I got to see them open up for Journey on the first tour. And Ronnie Montrose was in the middle. Not with Sammy, but just Ronnie.
Yeah.
And so the first album's out. They were incredible. David came on dressed just like the album cover, swivel in his hips, incredible half-hour show. But Eddie's guitar, after Eruption, when he hit the button, I guess, whatever,
Yeah.
it didn't work. So he's doing all the, and then, and it just stopped. But they carried on. They were great. So Montrose does this thing. Now, this was the first gig
going on over there?
Having some wiring issues.
Journey was sponsored by Budweiser, and they actually gave you a little poster tour book. And I knew Journey from Santana.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm expecting like, oh my come, that kind of stuff. So they do Any Way You Want It. That so, and Greg Raleigh was lead singer.
I've heard that song once or twice.
How they got this big, I will never know. So all of a sudden,
Timing.
you know, because of the tower, we lived in the suburbs.
And because Steve Perry is so fucking gorgeous.
Oh, okay. Here's my story then. Perfect.
Oh.
So we're looking at the watches, and we're like, got the Van Halen T-shirts. We want to go home. So I said to Regina, I said, if we leave right now, we can catch the train home before we have to crawl through the windows to get into it. So 2 songs in, this beautiful girl comes out. I'll never forget it. With the high slacks, they were beige with the bell bottoms, nice shoes, and a tie.
So you committed this to memory.
It was Steve Perry.
I was gonna say.
I was like, oh my God. And like to me, see, same with the Sammy thing. See, Sammy to me was always somebody who opened up for Ted Nugent, and we go out and get T-shirts.
Yeah.
And then when he joined Van Halen, it was like, no.
I saw him when he was with Journey in '83, down at JFK.
When he was doing 3 Lock Box and all that stuff. Now that's the stuff I like from him.
He was
I
fucking amazing.
I was never a fan of Van Hagar. I listen to it now.
I
hear
appreciate it
something,
more
I go,
now.
"Oh, that's
Yeah,
not-"
yeah.
But the rawness of that band, and Al's book is coming out.
Yeah.
And he says Van Halen will always be the truest version of that, the original 4.
Yeah. Always. I used to get shit from that. People like, Sammy's really... I love Sammy to death when he's Sammy Hagar.
Yeah, it's just...
When he was with them, I'm like,
it was cotton candy.
But I mean,
Well,
like
they
I
listened
said,
to what the bosses said.
They did what they were told, and it
were-
worked very well. They made a lot of money.
Yep.
it
A lot of
only-
Ferraris were bought with that.
But I
with that
mean,
money.
look at it this way. After he left, it got worse.
Michael Zeitz in the house.
You know? I mean, but yeah, it's... I remember getting shit. Like, I'd be like, no, I prefer Dave. And everyone's like, oh, what the hell's wrong with you? I'm like, what?
Yeah.
There's just no comparison.
No, in the early days of Dog Bite, because I'm a big collector of albums and for 50 some years and see anytime music. The early days of Dog Bite Money, we would actually take the Van Halen bootlegs from the high school shows, and they would play that funky music, and Frankenstein and Free Ride and Man on the Silver Mountain.
Oh my God!
So imagine Eddie putting his interpretation on that. And then you take that because it's got the edge and you make it your own.
Yeah.
Oh, they were just, yeah. And then once David, and even David's first 2 solo albums are incredible. And I'll take Steve Vai over Eddie any day. I'm just a Zappa fan.
I love Steve Vai.
I was
The
like-
DLR album, that first album, one of my favorite records in the world to this day.
Yep.
It was my soundtrack. That and Dokken Under Lock and Key. And speaking of that, Ben Brower just mentioned when Judas Priest came to the Spectrum with Dokken opening. I was there for that.
Yes, that was a
Turbo
great
tour.
show.
It was awesome. It
Never
was
missed
a
Priest.
little bit different. The Turbo album was a departure for Priest. They were playing guitar synths on a lot of the songs, and it was a little tough to take in at some points, but it was interesting.
What amazes me is like, look what everybody's putting here, like all the shows they went to.
Yeah.
How much would these shows cost now?
It would be $200-$300.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember back
I think
then.
my last Kiss concert was like $200 and something a ticket that I took the family to go see.
When did Triumph play last time at the Spectrum?
Well, that would have been probably in the 90s because they haven't
Okay,
been around.
before that, in the 80s.
Somewhere in the 80s, yeah.
I can't remember what it was, but my friends came up to me and like, we're going to go see Triumph when we go. I'm like, no, I can't afford that.
Yeah.
But it was probably like $30 a ticket.
Not even.
Yeah, but I was like, I'm trying to save up, get a car, that kind of stuff.
I have
and
all-
thank God I didn't go. 'cause
I have
my,
a stack of tickets in the other room. All I spent my money on, besides guitars, and I only had like 3 in those days, were tickets. But all my money went to going to shows, guitar lessons, and buying guitars and pedals and whatever else. That's what all my money went to when I was a kid.
First show was, I'll go backwards. Ted Nugent, REO, without REO. It's Riding the Storm, that was a big hit. And when they put the lights on, it's like, oh my God, there's like cop lights. And Aerosmith. Ticket cost me $5. T-shirt cost me $5.
Sure.
Then we went outside to the Brothers and bought 2 more T-shirts for like $5.
yeah. I got fucked at the Journey concert because I wanted the T-shirts.
You did?
Yeah.
I didn't get laid there.
No, there was these really fat girls in bikinis behind us. And how I got fucked was they dumped their cooler full of ice water on me. Oh. But no, man, the tickets were nothing. You were there all day.
Yep.
And I remember they were selling these really cool ass Philly Jam T-shirts outside. I wanted one so badly, so I was like, all right, I'm not going to buy anything.
Hey, sometimes those shirts in the parking lot were better than
they were better. And I was like, I'm not going to buy anything in here. But then in the last minute, I'm like, let me get a Sammy shirt. So I have a Sammy, Red Rocker T-shirt from that. And I went out and they didn't have any more of those shirts. So I don't have anything for Journey, but I got a Sammy shirt that day. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, it was cheap. You were there for.
Hello?
Whoa, hang on a minute.
We're losing power?
We are. Why am I losing power?
Your power supply plugged in?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm trying to think when concerts get out. Just
We'll
recently.
lose the whole show if he loses power.
Yep, I'm working on it.
Now, see, I always had. It's funny you bring up Dokken. I always had a bugaboo at Mr. Don.
Don's he's a
I
different
know
fella.
I know at the end. Well, not the end, but Crocodile Rock years. I always call that.
I
In the 80s
opened
bands.
for him at Crocodile Rock.
With John Norum.
It was the John Levin era.
Yeah, this was John. This was. So anyway, I'm standing, and it was the same thing with Malmsteen when I seen him. I always got.
That'll happen.
Oh, you're lucky. You're lucky your computer gave you a warning. Oh, and it gave you
they all do.
It just did the PC beep.
Fuck's sake.
No, people are saying like no more album sales. It's streaming. Yeah, there's
Oh, that sucks.
the
I
record
hate that
companies
shit.
are. I want to even today. I like to have something tangible.
Yes.
To what I bought because
That's why I gave Nancy that CD.
and she loves it. She loves it.
Did she listen to the rest of it?
She did, and
Oh my God.
she'll tell you about it. I have some of it here. Now, Jim's been dabbling in AI generated music,
Oh, I love AI.
so he made this.
It's great when you have no talent.
See if I can get one of the because we won't get hit for copyright on this.
No, I own
Amazingly.
everything.
Well, Queen just sold her catalog to Sony for $1 billion.
Jesus Christ.
And they own everything. Freddie's teeth, his sound, and everything. And they said, well, how are you going to make that money back? If you hear a Queen song in a movie, it's $1 million.
Yeah.
If you were in a commercial, it's anywhere from 50 to 200.
Well, they're remaking Highlander, so
Yeah. Oh, there you go. So they figure out that they can do AI, and then what Kiss is doing, the avatars. And then if you want to do a tour of Night at the Opera,
Yeah.
you just punch it in. And we had this discussion the other day. I predict there'll be no live music in 10 years.
it's possible. Yeah.
I mean, we'll be one of the last ones to actually go out and say, how you doing? Good evening.
I mean, I would literally sell my catalog for half that. So I'm just like tossing that out there.
Dude, I think you got something here. All right, so let's try this. See if I can get one of these to work because I'm having
If you can, I
epic
can, I have them here.
problems. You ready?
Yeah.
This is Jim's music.
This is the country music album. This is for Nancy.
Let me hit the play button. That would help.
It might.
I apparently have hit it multiple times and it's not working.
Hang on, I can pull them up here. What do you want to play?
I don't know. I'm just hitting tracks.
Oh, okay.
Now, you did this with a computer program.
Like utterly stupid.
No utters were involved. Just
There were some utters. It's a country album.
Oh wait, I got it now. Let's see.
They were big udders.
Because the file. Oh, for fuck's sake!
You want me to do it?
I don't know why nothing ever works right. You ever
Hang on,
notice
let's
that?
see.
Big failure all the fucking time.
Let's see.
But how are they going to work that, Paul?
What is that?
Like, when you take, like, Queen or
you
Beatles.
can you can clone a voice,
Right.
and then
But who's
just
getting, I mean, it's John Lennon's or it's Freddie Mercury's voice.
I would say in the next 10 years, you're going to have stuff that sounds just like the original band, but better.
Oh, I got news for you. This guy's doing Queen AI, and it's just Queen AI. Because I went down the Ozzy AI, and I love it, except it doesn't have the tone of the guitars Oz usually has. But this Queen I went on, there's a song off the first album that kind of just fades after a minute or two. And these son of a bitches finished it.
They finished it.
Oh,
See, that's
my
cool.
God. And his guitars, and even Freddie's growl, like when he's doing the harder vocal, they got it down.
Well, can I play my Elon Musk disclaimer that you thought was racist?
Sure.
It isn't. It's about white people. We're not. You can't be racist with us.
White people can never be racist.
So I literally cloned his voice for this.
Hi, this is Elon Musk. I really hate the P word. They're poor, suburbanites. Neither of the hosts are evil South Africans. But what the fuck? They're both white guys. So I guess I love this podcast. Listener discretion is advised.
I mean, it does sound like
Yeah.
it.
And there's nothing you could do as a living person to stop that.
Not yet, but it's kind of one of those things like we were talking earlier about, like, you know, the internet and how it's like we're just not ready for all the shit. So think about it this way. So, you know, have you seen seen the movie, read the book, Ready Player One? Mm-hmm. So imagine you're in a haptic suit. You can feel everything that's happening in VR. And you're, you know, doing a thing, playing, and about 5 guys come in and rape you. Is that a crime?
Right? Oh.
Nobody knows.
Yeah.
That's the weird thing. Like, we're going into places we've never been.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, you know, everybody's bitching about automation and robots and all this kind of shit. Well, Star Wars makes it look so damn cool. You have all these robots. They're your buddies. They bumble around and be cool, but you can still be a bounty hunter and do all this stuff and fly. But you don't need... What if you have them doing all that shit for you? Why would you have a job, and how do you make money?
Right. Well, that's what the dock workers were all
Yeah,
upset about.
yeah.
Because how hard would it be to hit a button and have a robot go like this?
Very.
All day.
Yeah. It's
24
safer,
hours,
it's
7
easier,
days
it's
a week?
faster. They work 24/7.
Yep.
And it's like, okay, so we need a whole economy to pay us for not doing work.
Yeah, and only people that own those AIs are going to get the money.
Yeah.
The people that are out of... So I get what they were
I mean,
worried
it
about.
could be done, like, you know, with the amount of money that the United States works, owns, has, whatever. If you invested it wisely, you could pay everybody not to work.
Yeah. Well, I get
If
it.
you have a workforce that's, you know, basically slave labor.
So I'm going to play something that's not AI, but this is interesting. So this is a band called Classic, and they emulate the sound of Kiss from the 70s. This is what AI is going to end up doing. And these guys do it really well. Hopefully this transcends across the airway. Oh, they're doing it live. This should be interesting. Let's see if it comes on.
Sounds gravelly.
Oh, it's okay. I see.
And I just feel like I'm 14 driving around, you know.
That's funny. That's what we did as kids. I listened to the Marionette demo a couple weeks ago, and one of the songs we did, that sounds like familiar.
That's what you would do.
And I just was thinking, like, because we had wrote it. Well, I happened to get the reissue of UFO's Forces, and I put that on. Well, there's a song called Lost Highway. Oh boy! don't let the lawyers get a hold of that one.
So these guys, they really emulate the sound of Kiss. See if I can find another one of their tunes. That's it, the problem is a lot of it is
Yep, it'll cost
Ben Brower
musicians,
knows
and
what
no,
it
a
is.
robot cannot play guitar, but it'll sound like they can.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I can find.
It's going to be really sick when
I
you're
had
sitting
the- I
there and
had
there's a
the,
robot grinding its, you know, ass all up on the stage, and people are throwing their underwear at it.
They're
I
not-
mean, it won't be
it's-
me.
It's gonna be avatars.
Well, you know, that generation will grow up with that, and they'll go, "Well, this is what it is."
Mm-hmm. And I'll be a brain in a jar
all-
going, "You guys suck."
Well,
Yeah, because I don't. I get it now that it's older, but like even because I was watching Dancing with the Stars the other day with the metal episode,
Oh God!
and all the cliches they used, we used to really hold near and dear. Like, you better do this right. Don't give me this. That's a why. I want this like this.
I still want this to be confirmed. Like, this is Sammy, right?
huh?
What's it? This, the whole like that Bocephus mode thing that Sammy does.
I've never seen that.
I've never seen it either.
Shaky does it all the time.
I don't know.
I have to pay attention more.
I always thought it was Sammy, not Dave.
You know, Dave just wiggled a lot.
Yeah. Well, he has like a couple of black belts.
Yeah.
I mean, they even have a snare sound down this. That's that Peter Criss snare tone.
That snap, yeah. So that's what I was saying. Somebody like Paul Stanley, when you hear his voice, you know it's him.
And this guy, he's got it.
But and it's not overproduced.
No,
it's correct.
It sounds like they're in a studio playing and taking that raw track.
Oh, and there's something that Ben was saying. I have no idea what yacht rock is.
What's that?
What yacht rock is?
Oh, it's Jimmy Buffett music. That is.
But do they take like Motley Crue songs and Kiss songs?
No. The bands that are classified as yacht rock. It's an actual genre.
Who's yacht rock?
It's
Air Supply.
Jimmy Buffett's considered yacht rock. He's the
Air Supply. That's Suicide Block.
Yeah.
So it's basically like island rock.
I can see if I can find Smoke and Mirrors, Ben, but the problem is I'm at the mercy of what's happening
Facebook
here.
will murder
I have
death.
all that stuff loaded on my hard drive, and the hard drive is not in this room. I take all that stuff off the computer because I had no memory because I have an old computer now.
Doobie Brothers yacht? That's terrifying.
So that was always San Francisco kind of stoner music.
Jim Naffis sent something in. Let me see if I can pull that out. I don't know what this is. He sent us in something to listen to real quick. So
Okay, Doobie Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'll take your
something
word for
called
it, Ben.
Breakaway. Let's see what this is, and then I'll go back to
It's sad that I remember the Doobie Brothers from like that. What is it? That's my mom. What was that show? What's Happening?
Oh yeah, with the
When they were stealing. They were recording
bootlegging
the concert. Yep.
They show that once in a while on the
July the 4th band. July 4th, the band. I don't know what.
And I was telling the kids the other day. My kids aren't kids, but they're in their.
Oh, this is recorded in a garage where he worked on cars. I got you. This is a home recording band.
Not bad for a home recording.
Sounds like a drum machine.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
But I was telling the kids back when we were growing up, there was no categories. Top 40 had Kiss if you were lucky, Beatles probably, Johnny Cash, Sly and the Family Stone. So you would get to pick in your brain like, oh, I like that sound. And that's why when they go back to them 71 hit wonders like Redbone, Come and Get Your Love, even Badfinger to a certain extent. I mean, that's just good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, my computer just froze. That's good.
I was in the other going down to about 11 o'clock at night. Don't really watch the news like I used to. So we'll go on YouTube. And do you remember a band called Fanny, the first female rock band?
Mm-mm.
Oh, they were incredible. Really? And Fanny. There was 2 lesbians and 2 sisters. And because you know what it is, I went down the Midnight Special rabbit hole with all the different bands, and they actually were on there for and there was a lot of bands back then.
Them?
No, see, that's what happened.
That's what happened.
So I'll go back to the old days because they actually were on Casablanca. Wow. That's how I got turned on to them.
Okay.
Susie Quattro's sister, Patty, played lead guitar, and they were killer.
Oh, they were young once.
Yeah, they were young. So we're going down that rabbit hole, and they said reunion show.
Holy shit.
And oh man, they're sitting in wheelchairs and it's
no.
Yeah, don't do that.
It's like the weird sisters from Macbeth.
Yes.
What the fuck, man?
But if you go back to the early, like they started as like a folky rock band, and then they kind of twisted into this here. With
they got curly hair and shit, yeah.
So anything with Casablanca to me was listenable.
So
P-Funk, Kiss.
Something for you here too. Ben just reminded me, Charlie from Charlie Benante played on this classic Kiss stuff. He's the drummer.
Okay.
Because they were Anthrax. Those guys are all in.
Oh, they're big Kiss fans. Yeah. They're big Kiss fans.
So there's a Gene song. I think we're just gonna find a Gene song.
I don't hear a lot of it in the Stormtroopers of Death stuff, but yeah.
You couldn't get away with that today. Oh, how did they get away with that?
It was a different time. Yeah. Dice was big, Married with Children.
Because even in the early days of Marionette, or I should say towards the late, I thought those tribute songs, let's do it about a Jim Mars. And it was so wrong.
You're dead.
How about Freddie Mercury? You're dead. Oh, it's like, you can't do that.
Was it like Diamonds and Rust, the extended version? It's 2 seconds long.
But yeah, like Ben said, Charity Bull is one of the early ones for Fanny. Rock and Roll Survivor is the one that I got turned on to.
Yeah, I'd play him, but I think we'll get busted. Well, you will.
I get busted for everything. I don't know if I'm going to get busted for the classic '78 stuff.
I don't know, but you definitely get.
What, they
trouble
send you
for that.
notices later on that you?
They just cut the audio out.
They'll kick him off Facebook.
Oh, I see.
And
okay.
then they'll give you a warning, and if I get too many warnings, then I'm banned from doing what I have to do, because I'm on Facebook to promote music. I have to, that's how I do all my shows. Everything I do is through Facebook. All the events are set up through it. My pages link directly to the web page there, so we use it as a parasite. So if I lose my access for any amount of time, I'm in big.
Got to force everybody to go to the YouTube channel.
The only time
It's
Dog
not
Bite,
going to work.
the only time Dog Bite got busted, of all songs, of all the cover songs we do, Sweet Caroline, Neil Diamond.
Oh,
Send us to stop it.
cease and desist.
Yep.
Wow.
It's like, really?
How did he find out about it? How did they?
I don't know, but because
He has his ways, man. It's Neil Diamond.
Now he doesn't even know where he is, probably.
Yeah.
Well, somebody.
Oh, did you see them Frankie Valley videos? Oh,
No.
91 years old, and they got him up there lip syncing, which is bad enough at the. But he walks out. You guys with the phones and the computers, you could watch it too. It's just Google Frankie Valley now. Somebody called him at an outdoor event. Now he's dressed nice and he's thin, so he's still got the look. He's still got his hair. He's got the mic out here, and the vocals are coming.
Oh boy!
And the whole band's live, Paul. So the backup singers are doing Sherry.
They're playing to a click.
So
they
and then
forget
it's worse.
all.
Like so once that got popped, he played Hard Rock and a couple other the places like that, and people with the cameras right in his face.
Oh,
and he wasn't even lip syncing. He would just hold it, so he would do the fists to cover his lips.
Sure.
It's like, oh, he looks awful.
That's a shame.
That's a shame dragging him out for that kind of shit.
Well, he's probably got a wife or a third or fourth 27-year-old. So
what you gonna do?
She can work.
Yeah, he'd make him work. Oh, Hard Rock wants you, honey, for a couple hundred. Yeah, go ahead, a couple 100,000. Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Can you just dot her out on stage?
Here's an Ace Frehley song they did. Ace Frehley. They got the record scratch. That's so cool. Nope, that's not it. I keep clicking on the wrong shit. That's fine. It's fine.
That's Parkinson's will
Whatever.
do that, man.
We got 15 minutes, so
Yeah, what the hell, Pat?
Is he here?
He's there. He just hasn't joined in.
Maybe he's driving or something.
Nah, he's got shit to do, man. What the hell? We're not important.
Well, he's usually doing all kinds of shit.
He's very busy.
He's very busy. He's usually making dinner when he's on the show.
Okay.
Yeah. Making dinner and booking shows for Sick Vicky.
I made dinner and it's still at home and I haven't had any of it. So,
Speaking of old bands,
yeah.
do you remember a band called Crank?
Yes.
Wow. And they actually put "Fuck You, Lori Gallagher" on the back of their album cover. I had a guy quit in the band. Like we were trying to get management, and Lori Gallagher. Does he know Lori Gallagher?
you think you guys are the
She was
Rolling
like-
Stones?
A really old spinster when we were young kids. So the original name of Marionette was Junt, because Tim was our guitarist. His name was John Nichols, so we called it Junt. And because you'd always think we'd say cunt, you'd have to say the name 2-3 times. So to me, that was genius. That was like Kiss.
Yeah.
So you guys, for my band name, I'll tell you 3-4 times, then you'll remember it. So anyway, we're starting to get the Galaxy and the Empire, and she had the Into the Empire. So we had a drummer at the time. We went through drummers like Spinal Tap.
they exploded.
Us too.
Yeah, we went to her house, and it looked like a Section 8.
Holy Christ, Vanders is here.
Holy moly.
Oh, Kenny. Lived down the street from me for years in Eagleville.
Oh, I apologize for that.
No, Kenny was a good guy. But yeah, he walked into the house, and the piano was all busted up. It looked like the Munsters, except in color.
I've heard stories.
And he goes, I ain't doing this. I am not making a living doing this. So she's the one who convinces you got to have a name like White Tiger, White Sox, White Snake or something. So with all the vowels or all the, so Marionette is what we
Blue
ended up.
Cipollone.
White napkin.
Yeah. I'm like, come on now. I thought it was.
Here's our drummer, Spoon.
Yeah. Pat,
Speaking of dinner plates,
Hey guys.
what the hell, man?
he's chewing right now.
I figured I'd show up and say goodbye.
Nah, we're used to it.
Hello, goodbye. It's been great. Let me take a stab at that. Watched any good videos lately? Nope, don't talk about it. I'll tell these guys.
Was he
after.
going through the Vista video catalog?
Yeah, that was it. I'll tell you, it's pretty funny. You'll get a kick out of it. Oh,
We got like I said, I dug up some old stuff, and Reggie was posting, old Street Talk today, which is actually really cool.
I know that. Well, we played that on the show a few times. That song.
Yeah, I think I sent you Riverside, which was the Matt Bradley tribute song.
Yeah.
And
but we've played all that stuff many times, Jim and I. I've gone and found it all, and we dig it up and play it, and then
we forget because we drink
20 shows later, it's back again.
Yeah.
I mean that band they were no disrespect to all the bands in Philly, other than the Dead End Kids or whatever, but Street Talk, they really set a high bar level.
They were at the next level, man.
They were. And it was.
No, what year were they? Because I don't remember that name.
They were around like 88 through 91 or something like that. It was. Yeah. I used to go see them.
Kevin Rapergo was the singer initially. Hi, dog.
Wow.
I'm sorry, are we interrupting something?
No.
That's why he was chewing.
Somebody wants some attention, I think. Stop. So anyway, Kevin Rapergo was the original singer. He actually auditioned for Sick Vicky before he went to Street Talk. And
Kevin was amazing.
He was amazing. And then they got another amazing singer with Matt Bradley.
Yeah.
Kevin ended up doing Dandelion for years.
I remember that.
He just passed away like a few months back, I believe.
Yeah, people need to stop doing that.
Yes.
It's not cool when you die.
Tired of it. Just tired of it.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. Tom just commented. And Tim Fitzpatrick also talking about Glory Gallagher and Matt Bradley. I didn't know they were still here, so the number in the corner here is irrelevant.
What number in what corner?
On my Facebook thing.
I've been telling you that for years.
I had no idea. So
everybody would care.
I was living off of that number. Thank God I'm not.
No, it's all shit.
And Ben Brower played with Kevin. So look at the small little thing we have going here. Tim Fitzpatrick is talking about Sean Expose and Tommy joined them on drums. Very interesting. So I played the Galaxy with Street Talk at some point.
We played the
Somebody's been chewing on this mic.
No, they all took a dive and fell on the floor.
Are you sure about that?
Every one of these has fallen on the floor
because
people don't know what they're doing.
Bumbling ass brains?
No. There's a certain way when you set up a microphone, you set up a certain way so it doesn't.
Yeah, they're very ungainly.
And if you don't have it, see, that's the stuff that takes me out of the game when I'm at a gig because I do all the microphone setting up and
you start thinking about fulcrums and you can't play.
Things start feeding back, lights go off. I'm out of the song now. I got to figure out what's going on. I got to start climbing shit.
Yeah,
gets me so fucking angry. Sorry.
It's all the physics, Paul. It's music physics. It's all in one.
So what year did the Galaxy finally close then?
It was like 90 or 91 because what happened was they did what all the places did. They put in a cyclone fence, had an underages section, and once that happened, the moshing started. Once the moshing started, fist fights in the parking lot because the kids would just get out of control. Yeah, and that's what happened.
I remember when mosh pits were nice. It's like, oh, you okay? Come on, get up.
Well, that's because they weren't children.
Yeah,
they were older people.
Well, it's like M3 when people were like wrestling on the lawn and shit. And I was like, don't fall on Adler. He's already pissed.
Yeah. But it happened at Bonnie's.
Death metal. You're gonna have it.
Remember when they put the cyclone fence in Bonnie's? His audio's all fucked up.
Leave him alone.
Who, me?
Yeah, you were like
because you were talking over him.
No.
Yeah.
Well, of course I was. I didn't know he was talking.
We're half duplex here, man.
Speaking.
We're being cheap.
Yeah. But Bonnie's did it. See, it's not.
Yeah.
It's cool. Yeah.
The Cell Block did it, and eventually the Galaxy did it. And I was at the Galaxy one night. It was one of the last nights the place was open. We were up in the dressing room, and all hell broke loose in the parking lot because it was a fight that spilled out from the cyclone fence thing.
Wow.
And I was like, "It's over.
Yeah.
It's over."
Yeah. Did you ever see the Galaxy in the daylight?
Yes.
Oh my God, we recorded there for our demo.
Everybody went up in that.
And
I didn't, but in the old house attic.
Yeah. So and everything was just moldy, and it's amazing how much black covers everything. But the one thing I remember, we're in the studio, and Matt and Rich were my rhythm section for Marionette, and of course you only have so much money. The drummer takes his time, bass, guitars. Oh my God, you got to layer guitars, and then you got 5 minutes to do 20 minutes worth of vocals,
right?
Like Dio. So it never works out. But anyway, I'm sitting there listening. I open up the closet behind. Oh, if I could have been a little bit more evil. All the live tapes from Tangier, from Britney, from Cinderella, from...
Where are those now?
Oh, I wish I would have taken...
Probably still in that closet.
Well, yeah,
No,
but I'm just
it's
like,
a
oh,
pet
if I
store
could
now
have...
or something.
Because I still have the original reel-to-reel for the Marionette demos from back in the day. But I opened that closet. He said, can you get me some? Open it. And there's like Tangier's like Halloween or...
I would have taken it for archival purposes only.
Know. But you never think nothing's going to end when you're young.
No, I remember hanging out in the
I still
Empire.
don't.
Right.
Hanging out in the Empire and said it was like 1985 or something, and I'm like, so I don't know how I got in there. I was underage, but I was in there. And
17.
I'm like, we'll be back here when we're like 45. It'll be great.
Yeah.
You know. But the Empire was sort of an institution at that point. MMR did a lot of live broadcasts from there. It just seemed like it would never go away.
Yeah.
And everything did go away.
Well, it seemed like Crazy Carl's. That was so happening in Schwanksville. And I still got one of the pictures we first started. It was Crystal Rocks Thursday night, LeComp Friday night, and Dole Bite Saturday night. To be up on the marquee with that was like... And I was saying, Mike doesn't even understand when he would come play Swamp Pike or Crazy... He was playing Crazy Carl's one night, and Dole Bite was maybe a year or two into things. And to walk down the street to see Mike LeCompton and Johnny D and Jimmy Marciano on guitar. So he gets a phone call, and Jimmy goes, it's not worth my while to come up tonight. So me as a singer, what I know, I'm freaking out. Mike just got the phone out. You want to come up to Schwanks and make a couple hundred? Yeah.
Do I?
So he said, always have 3 people in your Rolodex. 3 guitars. And I always kept that, so I always have a little bit of backup. But to see how... And one time we went to Swamp Pike, and there was maybe 5 of us in the crowd. And Johnny D was on drums. And Johnny was actually reading a John Bonham book on his...
while he's playing.
On his tom-toms while he's playing. So as the crowd went from 5 to 2, me and my buddy, Mike would say, what do you want to hear? So Heaven and Hell. They played the whole thing. Not rehearsed, nothing. So what he's going through now, and when I see him, I'm like, wow. I mean, and that Tangier album's great. And we really were talking a lot. He played the big Texas Stadium show with Dokken and Whitesnake and stuff. And
Texas Jam, I think.
Yeah, Texas Jam, right. And he said there's video of him that he doesn't have that somebody took for. I said that's when I could actually take a video and make a DVD out of it. I said, Mike, if you ever get that, he goes, yeah, I cut myself on my rings. So there was blood. Like it was really like a cool video, kind of like out of the ordinary. But I never seen it even on YouTube when I go down them rabbit holes.
Somebody's got it out there.
Somebody's got it.
They probably don't even know they have it or it'd be on YouTube.
That's when you always hear it.
So Tim Fitzpatrick's talking about playing.
Metal Wolf. Oh yeah, I remember them. Yeah.
We shared a bill with them one time. Metal Wolf. They had like a wall of Marshalls, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
They were one of the first bands I saw when I moved down here from Canada.
Jay was the guitar player. Jay with long blonde hair.
Yes.
And
that's where that accent comes from.
He used to he worked in a music store or hung out in a music store. It was I think it was Richboro Music, but eventually at some point it became Cintioli's North or something like that.
Sure.
I don't know. I remember sitting in there and talking to him one day on an afternoon because I went to Buckskin Community College for the first 2 years of college, and I think I used to stop in there on my way home. I don't know. My memories, that's like 40 years ago at this point. You know?
A lot of beers ago.
Yeah.
A lot of
40. Is it 40 years ago? 85?
Even more beers ago.
I think we're all on the various videos. I'm still looking for the one when Steve Plunkett got up and played with us at Bonnie's.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
somebody's got it somewhere. Somebody's got it.
Somebody's got it somewhere.
Well, the Bonnie's memory I have was the last show we did as Marionette, and that's why I'm a little bit more in control of Dole Bite. Like just talking to people or representing the band. Tim and my brother would represent the band. Well, great show. We opened up for White Tower. Or Ivory Tower.
Ivory
Tower.
So
we're like, oh, we're making progress here. We're going to get. And then next thing I hear is mirrors smashing. Tim says something to Bonnie that she didn't like, or vice versa, and all of a sudden it's like, get in the car, we got to go. And that's the last time we ever played there.
Wow.
That's the last time. And I don't know what he did, but I heard glass smashing. I'm like, if I'm ever in the band again, I want to make sure that at least I go down in flames on my own terms.
I am sad to say that we have 1 minute.
Oh, come on.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh, stop.
See, it goes fast.
Oh, it does. I was.
I remember.
It's like a good date.
Yep.
I think we did a gig
What
or
the
two with you
fuck?
guys back.
What's that?
I think we did a gig or two with you back in the day.
He's saying Sick Vicky and you
Oh
guys.
yeah,
may have
we
shared a
did.
bill.
We did. We just we opened up a lot. In fact, the last show we ever did at the at Galaxy, we sold our equipment to
Thank
White
you,
Fox.
Tim.
Yeah, because it was a bad split up. The original band was a bad split up.
Gotcha.
And the last night, and they didn't even tell me, and it was my band that it was done.
You showed up the next gig, like, what the fuck?
No. We were done. We were driving over the bridge, and they said, we're done. So they put for sale signs on their amps, because we had stacks of Marshalls. And we just sold all the equipment to White Fox that night. Yep. But there were some good times down there. There was a lot of great bands, Crank, you guys.
Yeah, I was actually talking to Kevin. I'm like, you ever get Crank back together? No.
Yeah, that's the way I feel about Marionette. It would be really tough to...
Yeah.
I mean, so if somebody offered $1 million, I couldn't do it. I just couldn't.
Yeah.
I don't think you do that for Crank either.
Nope.
I'm blessed. I mean, for whatever it's worth. I mean, Terry, Russ, and I have been together since 87, 88, whatever it was. We've had so many fucking drummers, but, we finally have somebody now, Dean, who's just wonderful. It's crazy that we're still together. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. No, and I've always been blessed with Stevie. For the last 15 years, Stevie's been the heartbeat of Dull Bite.
Yep.
Like, I've had many different drummers, and it's funny because the other day I listened to Whitesnake Bootleg from '84, and you know how bootlegs are, and the drum mix was really high. It was cozy. And I said, that's Stevie and me, because the vocals and drums are so loud. And I said, Stevie knows how to cover. He knows how to keep a great beat.
Oh, he does.
If it's delicate, he knows how to. He's just a great drummer, and there wouldn't be no Dull Bite without him, because we've had, like I said, a million different drummers. And that was the sound that me as Dull Bite want to hear.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
We were kind of in the same boat. Like when we got back together, we were trying to find the best people for the band. Bobby moved away. I was in like Florida. Keyboard players in Boston. The drummer didn't want to do it, so we had to go hunting. And luckily we got Richie Salomon on. He's great.
Yeah, Richie was.
Oh God! Well, I can attest to that because I had Richie in the band for over 10 years in Old School. And he was spectacular.
Yeah, him and Matt were the original rhythm section for Marionette.
Yeah.
So, does anybody have anything they would like to promote coming up? Anybody have anything coming up there?
Oh, I have November 22nd at the Puck Live in Doylestown. It's going to be Sick Vicky Weekly and Super Mario Bros. Should be a really cool night.
Oh, cool. And speaking of Mr. Weekly, I'm in another band called Not Attack, and Michael and the rest of the Not Attackers will be at the Water Tower December 7th.
There you go.
There you go. I do have something to promote.
There you go.
Cool.
And then whatever happens in the next year,
I
take it.
We're going to get some stuff going, man.
Yeah.
I got a couple things that I can't announce yet. It's next year things, but as soon as I'm allowed, I'll let you know.
That porno you were talking about?
That and he's got the Lou Gehrig Echo.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've had that for several weeks now. I don't know why. I've tried using my AirPods. I've tried using the onboard microphone. I've had an echo every single week now.
So Tom Deck would like to promote Resurrection at Screwballs this weekend with Steve Yasko on drums.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I would like to promote the next Old School show. That'll be a
26th?
No, it's oh God, I suck.
Wow. You don't even know where you're supposed to be.
I don't know where I'm at, I'm playing.
That's because he booked 900 gigs.
There you go. Yeah.
Well, I have guitars to buy.
Well, you feel like going back in time 3 minutes. My daughter's
there you go.
Radio show is starting on montgoradio.com. The Cat Call is going on. It starts at 9 o'clock, so we're tramping all over that. So give her a listen and see what she's up to.
All right.
Thank you for saving me.
Anytime.
October 25th, Old School will be at Nick's Woodhaven in Northeast Philly. It's technically it's close to Bensalem, but we'll be there. And the following week we will, or is it the following
day?
Ooh, I should be promoting that as well.
Yeah, I was going to say.
The following day we'll be at Screwballs for the annual Halloween costume party. What the fuck, dude?
Got a party that night.
Jesus Christ!
Sunday shows.
Try and make it.
I'm sorry. Did you clear the fucking show with me? Was I involved in booking this?
You have access to the calendar. You can see
Oh,
it.
like I got to work. I got to do this.
You do. You got to check
Well,
the schedule.
you know, somebody beat you to it.
Jeez.
God damn it.
Gabe is on, too.
Because I love going down there for the Halloween costume and seeing what the next douchebag in a T-shirt will win. It's always whoever. If somebody brings their friends there, I'll get. It's about who cheers the loudest. Some drunk asshole in a T-shirt like, Eddie Vedder. And they always win.
There was a bit of that the one year.
I'm going to murder the fuck out of those people.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Jim.
How do you do that?
Never you mind.
We know some Irish guys.
I know a lot of Irish guys. Italian guys.
No, we don't involve them.
Yeah,
There's nothing going on there.
I can bring your.
So you've witnessed now Freddie Geller on the P Word.
It was a great time. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here.
Anytime. I love talking rock and roll.
It's always an adventure, and it always cracks me up how fast the time goes.
I'm amazed. When you said we got a minute left, I'm like, wow.
That's like one of these days we just have to like start it like whenever and just go as long as we possibly can.
Yeah,
we don't have to worry about it.
Clear that with the management. And Studio A.
Yeah, check out that. But
every time I'm there and I'm in beers with you guys and we're going through the whole deal and having a good time, it's gone. Done.
What we have to do is we have to like just go out in the backyard, put the webcam out, put a cooler down,
sit at the bar
and just sit around the campfire and just go.
Yeah, we could do that.
Just get everybody in we've ever had.
The visuals would be horrendous with the.
Who gives a fuck? It's the internet, man. Work for your shit.
We'll need a couple.
What are we here to entertain people? We're here to drink beer and be a fucking idiot, man.
That's
Come
right.
on.
That's right.
I almost said that. I almost did it.
Well, I'd like to thank all the people with the audience participation as well. We've had a lot of people popping in and they're popping off now.
Popping in, popping out.
We
in and out.
We're just about done. So I just want to say this.
You have been listening to the American Moron Entertainment Network.
Yeah.
Naked chicks.
Yeah, sorry about that. All right, so we'll be back next week where I think we're going to have Steph Sky in the studio.
I heard that may be happening.
So we'll work on that, get some more details, and we'll do that. So next time, 7:30 Tuesday. Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's about right.
Sounds
and
about
then the
right.
following week, I think we're doing Wednesday.
Wednesday?
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
So something going on that Tuesday. We're doing the night before. We're
That's
doing
like Halloween-y.
Mischief night. We're doing the show.
Oh man, we got to watch the house and shit.
Oh well, I don't know what to tell you. That was the.
People still do that shit?
Not really. Not around here so much.
I'll let you know. I feel like there was something going on that Tuesday night.
All right. Yeah. Let me know.
But, in the meantime, hold on to your pipes.
Pipes?
Your pipes. Yeah. Sorry.
Pipes.
Bad jokes. Bad jokes.
Pipes?
Hey, hot tits, the pipe I was offering gives way more pleasure.
That pipe?
This is what I get. Giant dogs on my lap.
Hey, man. So I couldn't do the Elon Musk thing because that was racist?
I hit a button.
Talking about white guys.
All right, get us out of here, Jim.
All right, we're out. We will be back next week and all that kind of stuff. So thank you all for stopping by, and we'll see you next time.
Peace, y'all.
Take it easy, Pat. See ya.